Hello everyone, welcome back to the second half of the Petri Bowl. Once again, I'm Sud Stockton, back with my partner Bubbles McGee. And not a good first half for the infectors and a perfect first half for the preventers.
Suds, that's right. I think overconfidence is what I would call it here.
Let's go to the tape. And check this out. This is just a really bad play by the infectors.
Suds, you're correctamundo. The surgeon finishes the case, removes his gloves, and walks out of the surgical suite. He then continues out of the OR area without performing hand hygiene.
Oh, that's an easy one for the referee.
Suds, that's improper use of hands. Player safety is even at risk.
What's going on with the infectors?
Suds, as mentioned, I call it overconfidence. After removal of gloves, the healthcare worker needs to perform hand hygiene with soap and water or hand foam. And Suds, this is basic stuff, and staff needs to be running this correctly.
Bubbles, meanwhile, on the other side for the preventers, the surgeon finishes the case, removes gloves, performs hand hygiene, and then walks out of the surgical suite.
Suds, correctamundo. That's a great hand hygiene score for the surgeon and his entire team. The preventers are living up to their name and reputation. Boom.
But boy, oh boy, Bubbles, after that great score, the struggles continued for the infectors in the first half.
Suds, check it out. Videotape don't lie. The infector's healthcare worker is caring for the patient at the bedside.
We love this play so far.
Suds, then the patient asks for an extra pillow.
Bubbles, I'm with you, but it looks like a routine play.
Suds, it breaks down from there. While wearing the gloves used in caring for the patient, the healthcare worker goes into the nurse server for the pillow.
And here comes the yellow flag.
Suds, correctamundo.
Improper entry, and the referees are not always going to catch this one. It's on the team to properly execute. Am I right, Bubbles?
Suds, that's not only right, it's correctamundo. The infectors are always cutting corners on the fundamentals. They need to pay attention to the fundamentals. Wow, that's bad.
As I understand, Bubbles, anytime you enter a nurse server cabinet, hand hygiene shall be performed upon entry, correct?
Suds, correctamundo. Gloves, even if just donned, should never be worn when entering a nurse server cabinet. If not, you're gonna get flagged every time.
The preventers seem to have this down.
Suds, the preventers seem to have this down.
I just said that.
Suds, correctamundo.
Let's go to the telestrator.
Suds, the preventers are caring for the patient at the bedside. The patient asks for an extra pillow.
Who wouldn't want an extra pillow?
Suds, that's right, but it doesn't matter what they ask for on this play. The healthcare worker removes gloves, performs hand hygiene, and then goes into the nurse server for the pillow. Boom!
And check out the fan reaction after the proper execution on that play. The patient is enthusiastic. Bubbles, the preventers just can't lose. They're that good.
Suds, one more inexplainable play from the infectors in the first half here. They don't even know what they're doing sometimes.
Strong words again, Bubbles.
Suds, correctamundo. But not just my opinion. You should hear the infection control team go off.
Bubbles, back to the infectors play. What do we see here?
Suds, the nurse finishes removing the bandage on the patient, removes and discards gloves, and then directly proceeds to perform a vital assessment on the patient without performing hand hygiene.
Bubbles, the referee isn't getting paid enough for this one.
Suds, here's a penalty flag every day of the week. A missed moment of hand hygiene.
And again, my friend Bubbles McGee, the patient is in despair over this one, and the refs are not always going to be around to see it.
Suds, correctamundo. You could not be more correct.
Do we have a decent play to show here?
Suds, we do. The preventers do it well. After removal of gloves, hand hygiene needs to be performed. If glove hands are physically soiled, soap and water should be used.
Bubbles, what if the gloves do not appear soiled? Can alcohol foam be used?
The answer is yes. And we don't have to go far to see a perfect example.
Telestrator?
Suds, yes. Telestrator. Check this out. The nurse finishes removing a dressing from the patient, removes and discards gloves, and then directly proceeds to perform hand hygiene. Boom.
Why doesn't everyone do it that way? The patient's enthusiastic.
We have no idea, but we can only hope for a better second half so the infectors can be eliminated from the league.
Correctamundo.
Hey,